All right, y'all. We are back with another video. Today we got scientists terrifying new discovery in the Euphrates River shocked the entire world. Wow. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody that's been watching these type of videos. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. I can definitely bring y'all more videos like this. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this and see exactly what happened.
Millions in Syria and Iraq are facing water shortages as the region's longest river, the Euphrates, dries up.
يعني المرأة اليوم تمشي 7 كيلومتر تجيب سطل مية يشربون عيالها.
This used to be almost completely underwater.
Since Jesus Christ proclaimed that only God knows the hour or day of the second coming, preachers and self-appointed doomsayers have been predicting when it would occur, and seen the sun rise on yet another generation. Even those who chastise date setters often say, God's final judgment is coming soon, probably in our lifetime, so get ready. In recent weeks, prophecy interpreters have cited a new reason for believing the apocalypse is approaching. Anxious debates have erupted on prophecy websites, in Bible study groups and in churches. But why are they all so concerned right now? What exactly is the reason behind it? To know about this, we have to tell you about the terrifying story of the Euphrates River, so stay with us till the end because you don't want to miss out on this one. Many civilizations have thrived along the Euphrates banks, notably in ancient times. The Mesopotamian Empire was one of its most prominent civilizations. Ancient Mesopotamia occupied the area between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which is known as the Fertile Crescent. That region of the world is now located in Iraq. With a length of 1,740 miles, the river is the longest in Western Asia. Its source is in eastern Turkey, and it flows to the Persian Gulf. It passes through Turkey, Syria, and Iraq along the way. The Euphrates River passes across several diverse vegetation zones. Although millennia of human occupancy have substantially altered the landscape in most regions of the Euphrates Basin, remnants of ancient flora survive. The Euphrates obtains the majority of its water from rainfall and melting snow, resulting in peak flows from April to May. You've probably heard of Babylon. This part of the river was once a showcase of water management in Babylon. Babylon was the capital of the Great Babylonian Empire. The ruins of the city, which was founded more than 4,000 years ago as a tiny harbour on the Euphrates River, are located in modern-day Iraq. Under Hammurabi's rule, Babylon grew to become one of the most powerful cities in the ancient world. Following World War I, the borders in Southwest Asia were redrawn at the Treaty of Lausanne, 1923, when the Ottoman Empire was partitioned. The treaty required the Euphrates' three riparian governments, at the time Turkey, France for its Syrian mandate, and the United Kingdom for its Iraq mandate, to negotiate a mutual agreement on the use of its water and the construction of any hydraulic infrastructure.
Wow.
An agreement reached in 1946 between Turkey and Iraq required Turkey to report to Iraq on any hydraulic changes made to the Tigris-Euphrates river system, and permitted Iraq to build dams on Turkish territory to govern the flow of the Euphrates. With the implementation of the Southeastern Anatolia Project, or GAP, in the 1970s, Turkey embarked on an ambitious plan to harness the waters of the Tigris and Euphrates for irrigation and hydroelectricity production, as well as to offer economic stimulus to the country's southeastern districts. Turkey and Syria finished their dams on the Euphrates, the Kaban Dam and the Tubka Dam, within a year of each other, and reservoir filling began in 1975. At the same time, the area experienced severe drought, and river flow toward Iraq decreased from 15.3 cubic kilometers in 1973 to 9.4 cubic kilometers in 1975. This sparked an international crisis, with Iraq threatening to bomb the Tabqa Dam. After Saudi Arabia and the Soviet Union intervened, Syria and Iraq eventually negotiated an accord. The development of dams and irrigation schemes on the Euphrates has had a tremendous impact on each riparian country's ecology and society. Since then, dams built as part of GAP in both the Euphrates and Tigris basins have impacted 382 villages, and about 200,000 people have been relocated elsewhere. However, in recent years, water levels in the Euphrates River have dropped to dangerously low levels. The flow rate from Turkey into Syrian territory is less than 200 cubic meters per second, which is less than half of the amount agreed upon by the two nations in 1987. Recent photographs taken along the Euphrates River's banks show that a substantial portion of the river has dried up. These places, which were formerly vital to the region's survival, have now devolved into desert lands. Images obtained at the Rojava Dam, Tishrin, Syria's second largest dam on the Euphrates River, reveal that the river's waters have substantially fallen. The Turkish state, which has been exploiting the Euphrates as a weapon against the Syrians for years, effectively cuts off the flow of water into Iraq and Syria. Turkey is supposed to deliver 500 cubic meters of water per second to Syria, according to the agreement struck in 1987 between the administrations of Damascus and Ankara. However, the invading state is not abiding by the agreement, now delivering barely 200 cubic meters of water per second. The negative consequences of diminishing waters are clearly seen on the land. Water levels in Syria's dam lakes have plummeted as a result of the water cuts, while electrical output and supply to the region have reduced. Furthermore, the amount of agricultural land on the Euphrates banks is shrinking. Most critically, access to safe drinking water has grown increasingly problematic. This scenario is producing serious health issues. The Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria warned that the Turkish state's goal of reducing the Euphrates River's levels will generate humanitarian crisis in the region, threatening 9 million Syrians who live along the river. The dam's administration of North and East Syria
said threatening 9 million who live. Ooh, wee. Man, now like I said, I don't know too much about the Euphrates River. If y'all do, y'all let me know down below in the comment section. But man, you talking about some terrifying stuff. Wow. This is crazy, man. Wow.
Have urged the international community and human rights organizations to put a stop to Turkey's provocative actions. However, concerns have been raised about the old river's rapid drying, and the dropping water levels have concerned geological scientists, leaving them perplexed and anxious about what is creating this frightening crisis. The UN has also warned that the Mediterranean will face increasingly severe heat waves. According to the Global Climate Danger Index, Syria is one of the nations most at risk, with Lake Assad suffering as a result of this cycle. Because there are just a few logical explanations for why the river is drying up, people have assumed that this occurrence is related to the biblical book of Revelation. Surprisingly,
that is scary though about it just drying up like that just all of a sudden. That is crazy, like that's crazy, bro, for real. Man, just imagine just all of a sudden rivers and stuff, everything just start drying up. It ain't with no water nowhere. This is crazy.
People are surprised by the development since they believe it was inevitable because the Bible mentions it. What frightens people the most is that the Bible's prophecy of the end of the world is becoming a reality right before their eyes.
Wow.
Many people believe that key passages in the apocalyptic book of Revelation reveal evidence of Iraq's relevance in end-of-the-world scenarios. The Euphrates River is mentioned in the book of Revelation in chapter 16. According to the chapter, the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river the Euphrates, and its water was dried up, so that the way would be prepared for the kings from the east.
Wow.
According to this scripture, the sixth angel poured his bowl on the Euphrates River. The bowl's contents caused the river to dry up. Prior bowl judgments have either polluted or destroyed the majority of the world's water. This judgment is not about tarnishing or removing the use of this water. Rather, it appears to be about dismantling a defensive barrier in order to make way for invading kings from the east. The Euphrates is referred to as the Great River 5 times in the Bible. It marked the eastern limit of Israel's inheritance. Because the river was difficult to cross and a wilderness to the west separated Israel from the promised land of Canaan, it provided some protection level for Israel. It flows over 2,000 miles toward Palestine before turning southeast toward the Persian Gulf. When Revelation was written in the 1st century, the Euphrates separated east from west, and the kingdoms of China and India lay beyond it to the east. Centuries before, Cyrus of
To be honest, I think that would be just scary. Just imagine where you stand at and all of a sudden just all rivers and stuff just start drying up for nothing. Just drying up. Like that will be some shock. That will be some shock stuff right there to me. That will be very, very shocking, man. Just rivers and stuff just drying up all of a sudden. Man.
Persia's army conquered Babylon by diverting the Euphrates River, which ran through the city. They were able to march into Babylon and take the city on the dry riverbed. In the Great Tribulation, the eastern invader will cross the Euphrates, march through Babylon, and enter Palestine. In Revelation 9:14, it is said to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, "Release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates." What exactly does this mean? These are the words of a voice that John hears emanating from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is recounted in Exodus 27:2. This voice instructs the sixth angel with the trumpet to release the 4 angels imprisoned at the Euphrates River, the ancient border between Assyria and Israel. Revelation informs us once more that God is ultimately in charge of these happenings, allowing or declaring each one. At no point in the end of times is evil allowed to run completely wild. Because they are described as bound, we know they are demonic beings. Demons are fallen angels who are often bound in chains of gloomy darkness.
Hold on now. Demons are fallen angels? Okay, so we know that these are demonic beings because they are described as bound. Demons are fallen angels, many of whom are bound in chains of gloomy darkness. Woo! Man.
Gloomy darkness. The Euphrates Valley, where these 4 angels are imprisoned, has a notorious relationship to human sin. The first murder was presumably committed near the Garden of Eden in the Euphrates region. Recently, claims of strange voices believed to emanate from the depths of the drying river have circulated, possibly in an attempt to justify this passage. This reinforces people's beliefs that the current events are a sign of Christ's second.
And then you do know, like them cows or whatever it is, like horses of all, you know, like that's where they drink their water from, like these rivers and stuff like that. So that right there can really bother a lot of animals that's out. They're just out in the wild. Because, you know, what do a lot of the animals do, whether they are leopards, cheetahs, horses, deers, or whatever the case may be, they go to rivers to drink water, and then just imagine if they can't find no water. Because all the rivers are dried up.
Coming to conquer his enemies and establish his heavenly kingdom. Joseph Cabuleta, pastor of the Watchman Ministries, recently conducted the Watchers Conference this year on the UMA premises, where he warned Ugandans to be on the lookout for the end of the world. At the 2022 Watchers Conference on September 17, Joseph Cabuleta began, "Today we are here to tell you things that are going to shock you." He did just that, untangling the knot of Bible prophecy and presenting irrefutable evidence of various end-time biblical prophecies coming to pass in our day. The return to life of the Dead Sea is one of the most recent realized end-time prophecies. Known as the saltiest sea on the planet, the Dead Sea cannot sustain any marine life, nor can any plant or animal survive around it. However, in Ezekiel 47, God warned the prophet Ezekiel that the water would become fresh and live things would dwell in it.
Wow.
This prophecy came true in 2016, when freshwater ponds with fish were discovered on its banks. Cabuleta further elaborated on the catastrophic conflict foretold in Revelation 9 and Ezekiel 38 that would occur in the end days near the Euphrates River. According to the Bible, the war will engulf countries along the Euphrates River, including Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iran, as well as nations described as Gog and Magog, the former Soviet Union, Russia, and China, who will join forces to form a military force of 200 million soldiers and wage war against Israel. Cabuleta claims that if Israel is overrun by an army of 200 million, it will have no alternative except to utilize nuclear weapons or risk being wiped off the globe. The Euphrates River will dry up, allowing soldiers to march freely in this fight, according to Revelation 16:12. This prophecy has also come to pass this year with the drying up of the river. Experts believe that if nothing is done, the river will be completely gone by 2040. Because of the unprecedented devastation caused by war, the entire globe will join in the pursuit for a temporary peace agreement among the warring parties. Cabuletta deduces that this will result in the signing of the 7-year peace treaty mentioned in Daniel 9:27. According to the Bible, at the conclusion of those 7 years, human government will end and Jesus will return. People have begun to express their concerns, stating that they never expected to see revelations genuinely make sense. While the most compelling theory about the river is with biblical prophecy, other hypotheses connect current events along the Euphrates to political ambitions and climate change. What do you believe is going on? Is the river drying up due to climate change, or are the prophecies coming true? Tell us in the...
Dang, that's a good question though. Do you think it's the climate change, or what do you think it is the reason why it's drying up? Y'all let me know down below in the comment section. But I gotta say, this is some terrifying discovery. You know it is. Cause like I said, I think about this because I know like a lot of animals and stuff go to like them rivers. That's the main places they go is to the rivers to drink water. If ain't no water there, they ain't got no water. You gotta have water. Whether you're a human, animal, whatever the case may be, you gotta have water. You know, so but y'all let me know, what do y'all think about this right here? Like I said, I'm learning a lot about this now since I've been getting into like these scientist type videos, and I see that y'all enjoying them. I'm enjoying them because y'all know I love to learn about things that I didn't know. Like I said, I don't know a lot about the Euphrates River. I'm pretty sure some of you that watching probably know about the Euphrates River, and you can kind of help me out in the comment section. Let me know what you know about it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we have made it to the end of the video. Want to thank you all for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next one.